The Roots of Maturity.
When I was a child, I had a neighbor who everyone called Dr. Gibbs. He was unlike any doctor I had ever known. He was very simple and kind, especially to us naughty kids. When he wasn't working to save lives, Dr. Gibbs often planted trees. He wanted to turn his 10-acre plot of land into a forest. That gentle doctor had very interesting theories about planting trees, contrary to the principles that everyone took for granted. He never watered newly grown trees. He explained to me that watering would cause them to rot, and the next generation of trees would become weaker and weaker. Therefore, they needed to be trained to face hardships. Trees that couldn't handle it would be uprooted. Then he showed me how to water trees with roots growing on land, so that when there was a drought, they would have to take deep roots to find water. No wonder I never saw him water the trees. He planted an oak tree, and every month, instead of watering it, he rolled up a newspaper and beat it. Pop, pop, pop. I asked him why he did that, and he replied, "To get its attention." Dr. Gibbs passed away 2 years after I left my family. Now, looking back at his trees, I can imagine him planting them 25 years ago. Those trees have grown strong and full of life. Like strong young men, they wake up every morning, proudly puffing out their chests and ready to accept hardships and challenges. A few years later, I also planted 2 trees myself. In the scorching summer, I watered them. In the freezing winter, I injected chemicals and prayed for them. They were nearly 9 meters tall after 2 years, but they were trees that always relied on the hands of the caretakers. Just a cold wind blew by, and they trembled and shook their branches, looking no different from weaklings. Not like Dr. Gibbs's forest. It seems that adversity and deprivation are more beneficial to them than abundance. Every night before going to bed, I often visit my 2 sons' room and watch them sleep soundly. Looking at their small bodies breathing the rhythm of life, I always pray for them to have a comfortable life. But recently, I suddenly thought that it was time to change that prayer. I pray for them to be stronger, to withstand the inevitable storms of life. It is naive to hope that they can escape hardship, because adversity and hardship are always inevitable. And whether we like it or not, life is never smooth. I pray that my children's roots will be deep, so that they can draw strength from the hidden springs of eternal life. In truth, looking back, I have prayed for peace too much, but very rarely have those wishes been granted. What we need is to hope to train ourselves to have a strong body and a strong, resilient will, so that when the sun burns or there is a storm, we will never fall down.
Never give up on your dream. On the first day of school, my chemistry professor introduced himself to the students in the class and took time for us to get to know each other. As I stood up and looked around, I felt a gentle hand on my shoulder. I turned around and saw a small, wrinkled old lady looking at me with a smile that lit up her face. She said, "Hello, handsome man. My name is Rose. I am 87 years old. Can I hug you?" I smiled and happily replied, "Of course, ma'am," and she hugged me tightly. "Why did you come to college at such a young and innocent age?" I asked jokingly. She smiled. "I came here to find a famous, soulful man to love and be together, have a few children, and then retire and travel round the world." "Are you serious?" I asked. I was curious to know what had motivated her to take on such a challenge at her age. "I always dreamed of going to college and now I'm living it," she said. After class ended, we went to the Student Union building and had a glass of chocolate milk together. We became friends right away. For the next 3 months, We left class together every day and talked about everything. I was always fascinated by this time machine as she shared her wisdom and life experiences with me. Over the course of the school year, Rose became a campus icon and easily made friends with everyone. She loved to dress smartly, had personality, and was happy with the attention that other students focused on her. She lived in that ecstasy. At the end of the year, we invited Rose to speak at a reception, and I will never forget what she taught us. She was introduced and walked up to the podium. As she began her speech, she dropped her notes on the floor. A little shy and a little embarrassed, she leaned into the microphone and said, "Excuse me, I'm a little nervous. I've given up beer and switched to Lent and it's killing me. I never plan what I'm going to say. Let me tell you simply what I really understand." As we laughed, she cleared her throat and began, "We stop having fun because we grow old. But we grow old because we stop having fun. There are only 5 secrets to staying young, happy, and achieving success. First, laugh and find humor in everyday life. Second, see every day as a new day with new things. Those who live with the past, yesterday's prejudices, will not have the opportunity to believe and understand people. Open your heart to those who can share. Be persistent, believe in the human soul, and do not look at a mistake to destroy all the good things that have happened before and the good things that will come in the future. Do not be afraid to take risks to change your life. Third, you must have a dream, an aspiration. When you lose those dreams, you will die. Too many of us have died that way, and they do not even know it. Fourth, there is a big difference between getting older and growing up. If you are 19 and lie in bed for a year without doing anything useful, you will be 20. If I were 87 and had stayed in bed for a year and done nothing, I would still be 88. Everyone grows older, but that doesn't take away your talents and abilities. The point is to grow by always finding opportunities to change. Fifth, never regret. Adults usually don't regret what they did, but regret what they didn't do. Only those who are afraid of death have regrets. She ended her talk by boldly singing "The Rose Petals." She sang it with us, and the lyrics have now become familiar in our daily lives. At the end of the year, Rose also finished the university program she had started many years ago. A week after graduating, Rose passed away peacefully in her sleep. More than 2,000 students from the school attended her funeral, with all their respect and love for the wonderful woman who used her life as an example to prove that it is never too late to do all that you can do in life.
That is the end of today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And now, goodbye and see you in the next video. Have a great and joyful day.